We got the new merch, guys. Good Faith Tattoo Studio in Midland, Texas.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We are on episode 3. We have Jerrica from
Miinks.
Miinks.
Yes,
Girl, that's
it's
a tongue
okay.
twister.
It is a tongue twister. It used to be a lot more. It used to be Miinks and more, but I kind of upscaled it a little bit more to be a little bit more elegant. So it's just Miinks now, and
Miinks.
yeah, yeah.
That's
is a
cute
lot.
though. That's cute though. All right, so let's go ahead and you are located here in Midland?
Yes, I am located here in Midland. I came in Midland back in 2020.
Okay.
I was here for about 2 years before I ended up moving to El Paso for my partner being in the military. But now I'm back. So
Now
I
you're
am back here in Midland. So it's no problem. Yeah.
Awesome.
And so before my business, I've been lashing for about 4 years now. So I started it when I actually relocated here in Midland in 2020. It was like pre-COVID. I was coming from Atlanta. I was based in Atlanta first.
Oh wow, girl, you've been everywhere.
Yeah, I was in Atlanta first, but my business wasn't started in Atlanta. I didn't get my business started until I came down here to Midland. And so when I started out, it took me about a full year, I want to say a full year process to actually get it up and running. And then by 2021, I launched doing the actual individuals. So it kind of grew from there because I started off with just like selling strip lashes. I used to sell, I used to sell strip lashes. And so from there, I am self-taught. So I did take courses. At first, I was self-taught. Like everything I learned, it was from YouTube, watching videos, looking at other girls. And then just pretty much learning from that. And then once I got the hang of that, doing it by myself and being self-taught, then I got certified to be an esthetician, to just basically do lashes only. I haven't like broadened that esthetician side yet, but basically I just do all type of lash extensions when it comes to that portion of my license. So I am certified, even though I was self-taught. I did take classes. I did end up taking classes so I could be more legitimate on the legit side. And so that's just kind of where everything started. And then just me doing a lot of research, because I ended up going with the more natural feel for my business, because a lot of girls do lash extensions, but you know, some of them are like a little bit over exaggerated, a little bit over the top, and I don't do that. I kind of cater to more so a healthy style of extensions, where it's just, you know, basically catering to your face, catering to your eye frame, and just being a lot more natural looking and, you know, more fitting for the face, and also a lot healthier than you know, a lot of other lash techs do. You know, not knocking anybody's style, but you know, that's just like my style of lashing, catering to the, you know, more natural side and healthier side.
So would you say that is considered what you do different from other businesses out there that you've seen?
I think that is 100% what makes my business different, is that I 100% cater to a healthier and natural looking lash that's more, you know, appealing to the face, to the eyes, and stuff like that. You know, I don't pack them on, because all of those other lashes, they kind of weigh your natural lashes down, and they get pretty heavy. And so I don't do that style of lashing. So I kind of let girls know, like, hey, if this is the style that you're looking for, then like, I'm not your lash tech. You know, there are plenty other girls who kind of cater to like the more dramatic, more heavier, more spidery looking, more, you know, just full on lash style, because I don't. And I tend to don't go above a 20 millimeter, which is what the length of the lash is, what they provide. Normally people go between for the more dramatic look, between like 21 and 25 mm. And so I don't go up to 25 mm. I just go to 20 mm, and that's what just kind of makes my business a lot more unique than the other girls, because I do cater to your real lashes being a lot healthier when it
Mhm.
comes to getting lash extensions.
Yeah. What would you say motivated you to start this?
You know, I would say that you just working consistently, having a regular 9 to 5. I've always had a regular 9 to 5.
Mhm.
I've had a bank job. I've worked as an accountant in a furniture store. I mean, any job you name, I've had it. I've been a manager for Walmart, and it just kind
Yeah.
of, after pre-COVID hit and me moving to relocate with my mom, it kind of just became a thing for me to just like make my own money. Like I want to be my own boss.
Yes.
I want to be able to have a residual income that I can control and it
Mhm.
not be just, you know, clocking in from a 9 to 5 from a job
Mhm.
that, I barely want to go to.
Exactly.
For me, lashing became a whole different world of just being therapeutic for me.
Okay.
Just it being something healing for me. I have plenty of clients who come in. I love all my clients. They always bring great vibes. I always enjoy lashing them. So when it came to me just getting into the lash business, I seen the income that you can make, but I also seen like it being more than just a hobby that I could enjoy. And
Mhm.
so that's how I got into just, you know, the world of lashing. And it was just kind of something that I looked at and was like, hey, I could do this. I
Yeah.
could do this.
And do you think like you build friendships with your clients?
I think I really do real friendships because me going away was a big deal, but me
Yeah.
coming back, I was thinking it was gonna take me about a month, maybe 2 months, to get
Mhm.
all of my old girls back, all of my old clientele back. And the moment that I posted that I was back in Midland, all of my old girls hit me up immediately. It told me
Oh
like, "Oh my
wow.
gosh, we miss you. Like, I haven't went to anybody else. I haven't got my lashes done since the
Oh
last
wow.
time you did them." So it kind of like made me feel like really good that I was able to build that rapport with them, have that
Yeah.
relationship with them, for them to just like kind of trust me in that way, to be like, "Hey, this is my lash girl. Like, you need to go to her. Like, she's the best one."
Mhm.
And so I do feel like the friendships that I do build with a lot of the girls, they kind of enjoy it because of the vibes that I have, because I'm home based
Okay.
and my shop is home based, but my shop is separated from my house.
Oh, okay.
So you can kind of see the difference of like what's my shop and then
Mhm.
what's part of my house. But the girls automatically, they come in and they see the shop. That's all they see.
Yeah.
And it it made me feel like, oh, okay. So a lot of the girls that do come to me, I love them dearly because I've always get good recommendations from them. They always send me referrals from
Mhm.
them, and it kind of just like goes from there. And then they hit me up and they just be like, "Hey girl, just check in, just seeing how you're doing." They hit me up outside of just them
Oh, okay,
getting an
good.
appointment. So yeah, I do say that I do build
Wow.
like friendships with some of the girls that do come through.
That's awesome. And do you have specific hours that you work or do you kind of take by appointments?
I do have specific hours that I do work. So generally, I don't work on. I try not to work on the weekends on Sundays. But if it's a last minute, so because I never know like what girls are going through and like if they have an
Yes.
emergency or that. But generally, I would say that I do work 7 days a week, and my hours are from 9:30 to 6:30. So I work from nine
Okay.
thirty to 6:30. And it is by appointment only because everybody goes on my booking
Mhm.
side, and then they do book on the site, and whatever days I have available, they tend to schedule within those times and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
How has social media helped you build your business?
Oh, social media in a way has helped me tremendously because it has captured the attention of a lot of the followers that I've gained followers not on Snapchat, Instagram, I want to say Facebook,
Mhm.
TikTok, like all of that. They kind of, see like where I'm located, and I get questions all the time. "Hey girl, where are you located?" "I'll be in El Paso this week. I'll be in Midland this week." So it helps a lot because a lot of the girls try to see like where I'm at, and it helps them keep up with me, like
Mhm.
where I'm at, so that they can book the appointments whenever I'm in town and stuff like that. So it has been a drastic change for me to be on social media as opposed to going by word of mouth.
Okay.
But word of mouth does travel.
Yes.
But when they make posts and they tag me in the videos, when they repost me, when they share, when they like, it opens up a whole new window of me being able to get more clientele.
Exactly.
And just, show my work. Just pretty much show that, hey, I'm a part of the Lash community. Like, hey, if you need last minute Lash Tech girl, she's the one to go to, and she inexpensive, and she gets you right. What has given me motivation to stay is just, I want to say, the passion for just providing for women and, well, any clientele, to make them happy, to make people happy. I really say I've worked in customer service for over 15 years.
Oh, wow.
And so being able to change somebody's day or make them happy or, just change their mood by just a simple service, it kind of, makes you feel good that, like, you're providing that and feeling good about the situation that you've put them in, and make them feel better about themselves. They had a lack of confidence, they get their lashes done, and now they're feeling even more prettier than what they already came in for.
Yes, and it does make a difference.
Oh, like, my gosh, girl.
It builds confidence.
It makes a big difference. Like, if you see yourself and you be like, oh, I look pretty, but then you put your lashes on, it's like a whole new alter ego.
Yes,
like, that comes
is.
out. So it makes it, like, a lot better for a lot of the girls that come in and, like, just want to get them done, or who's never got the service and wants to experience that service and, to enhance the beauty that they already have. So I think that is what just keeps me motivated to stay in it just a lot of times.
And do you travel? Like you said, you had appointments in El Paso?
Yes. So I typically, when I started out, I was only in Midland, and then I moved to El Paso. And so it was just like having clients there. So when I would travel there, I'll let the girls know, hey, I'm in town. I'll get appointments there. And then I also, coming back to Midland and being able to get appointments here in Midland, it just makes, a big difference. So I do travel. I do want to start traveling more to be able to go to cities and lash, like Houston, going back
Bigger
to Atlanta, going back to Dallas, things like that, being able to lash and be a traveling lash tech. I think that would be like,
that would be amazing.
Yes, it would. It would be like the ultimate job.
Like, what was your worst experience on a customer?
I don't think I've ever had, and knock on wood, like, God forbid, but the 4 years that I've been lashing, I think that I have not had, like, one mishap or one bad incident. I will say, like, I've had kind of like a mishap in the beginning when I was first starting out and I wasn't too confident in myself. I lashed a girl and I kind of think I installed them wrong, and they kind of fell off like the next day. But you live and you learn, and that was just a big mistake of mine. And I kind of like learned from that mishap to just like be more mindful, because you have to be careful. You're working on people's eyes. People get scared of that, and so I kind of was very hard on myself for that situation. And if she ever sees this girl, I will relash you. I promise you. I'm like way 100% better.
For sure.
I will definitely relash you if you ever feel like you want to come back. And I think that was just the only experience that I've had, and it was just in the beginning because I was new to the lash world. But other than that, like, I don't think I've ever had any bad experiences with my girls. I take the time to educate them, to teach them, to show them, like, hey, this is what you do. I provide free lash kit cleaners for them to do the upkeep on their lashes with the foaming cleanser for their lash, the spoolies, the brush. I provide all of that free when they book the service, so that they know, like, hey, it's serious, because you want your eyes to still be healthy, so you can continue to still get the service and stuff like that.
And you said they do appointments online. What is the website that they could go to?
So the website is called Miinks, as me. It's Miinks with a double I. And it is, you guys can look at find the website on Facebook. It's on my IG. It's called Blink Miinks. Miinks is spelled with a double I. And the website is posted all over for you guys to book anytime you guys would like to book. Open from 9:30 to 6:30 p.m.
All right. And what do you think influenced you? Is there a certain person that influenced you, or?
I would say yes. I would say there's one person that influenced me. I was in Atlanta and I had a very important trip that I had to go to. So last minute, and she was my lash tech when I was in Atlanta. Her name was Ashley. I can't remember her last name, but her first name is Ashley. She was the and her business name is Miinks. That's what it is. It's called Miinks. I remember it. It's called Miinks, and her name is Ashley, and she was like the best lash tech that I've ever went to. She was super sweet, very educational, very clean, and like the first person that I've ever went to actually receive like lash extensions of that type, like the one by one lash extensions. She was my very first lash tech that I've ever had, and I kind of just like fed off of her. When I seen her business and seen how she was flourishing, I was just like, oh wow, I could do that. I could, kind of be in the same, boat. And that kind of like influenced me to just like get into the lash world. Yeah.
Wow. How would a day in your life be?
Oh, okay. So since I am a home-based lash tech, I'm not even gonna fool y'all. Like, if I have a lash appointment at 10:30. I'm laying in my bed until like 9:45, maybe 10 o'clock. And I roll out the bed. I do something to my hair. I put some clothes on, put a little lip gloss on. I get in my shop. I turn on all the lights. I start the music. I just kind of set the mood, set the vibe for my girls to come in.
Yes.
I'm very big on cleanliness, so I always sanitize everything, make sure my girls have their hair nets that they can wear when they lay down, and just make sure that there's a whole nother experience when they come to me. Like, I prepare for them.
You want even them to remember.
Yes, even in that short amount of time. It may take me like maybe 10-15 minutes to prepare my shop, to get it ready for them, to just be prepared to just enjoy their experience. I want them to be like 10 out of 10 would recommend. Come back to her. The experience was 100% to die for type deal. So that's what I do for my girls, to prepare them to be like in a safe space, because they come in, you can take your shoes off, you lay on my soft bed. I have covers for them if they get cold, provide a nice good feel with the music. Some of them take naps, girls. Some of them talk to me. I'm like a therapist.
Yes, I was about to say that.
It's like therapy. And we have conversations. What goes on in the shop stays in the shop. What we talk about, just a place for them to vent, a place for them to just, kick off their shoes and enjoy, all while receiving a service to enhance their beauty.
And what would you say is your biggest challenges, if you have any challenges?
I would say my biggest challenge for me is I want to be able to do a little bit more complex styles when it comes to lashing, because I haven't just fully taken the time to enhance that more.
Okay.
Because I do the regular cat eye, the regular wispy sets, but I want to get into more of like being able to do a doll's eye, a fox eye, like that type of style lashing. And it's taking me some time, but I feel like with just a little bit more practice, I am going to get into that motive of changing it and being able to provide just those little bit intricate details that you could see when somebody gets lash extensions.
Yes, and that itself gives you more openings and more options of clientele.
Yes, it definitely does brighten like the broadband of that. And then a lot of the girls are starting to get into like bottom lashes. And I think
I saw that.
Yes, and I think that's kind of like my weak spot. Like, I do them, but I want to be able to like enhance them more to be to do bottom lashes to the full
Mhm.
extent, because I know how to do them, but I don't offer the service just
Yes.
yet, because
Yeah.
I'm not 100% comfortable just yet
Mhm.
with just how the work looks.
Yeah.
So I think that's like my weakest point right now.
Okay. Like, what is the best advice somebody has given you?
I would say the best advice that somebody has given me is to not change my style of lashing. Um, all lash techs lash different.
Yes.
So
Yes.
you can't expect your work to be the same as somebody else's work. Your work is your work, and your work is what makes you unique. And so the best advice for me is to that I've received from another lash tech was never let a lash tech tell you that your work is not, what it should be.
Yes.
And so that stuck with me. And I always, encourage other girls who ask me about lashing to be like, hey, your style of lashing is going to be a lot different from a lot of other girls' style of lashing, but your style is what makes you unique. What you offer is what makes you unique. And that's what I had to go with, because I wanted to have my lashes be like a lot of the other girl lashes, because they would be so pretty. But then I kind of did my research and I got into like, hey, no, me, I'm more of a more upper echelon, more elegant, more soft spoken, more curly girl, more natural feel to it. Like I still want my girls to 100% still feel the natural feel of lashing, and that's what I took and ran with. Like that's me, that's my style, and that is what made me who I am. That is what made my business what it is me being more naturaler when it comes to installing lash extensions and giving the girls that extra look of being still natural but still having to get that extension that they want for their lashes. And so I think that was kind of like the best advice that I've gotten from another lash tech. Like, just, hey, your style is your style. Don't ever let another lash tech or another tech tell you any different about your style, and don't ever feel like your style is wrong, because there is no right or wrong way to lash or how they're supposed to look. As long as you install them the correct way, hey, your style is your style.
Yeah. And what is the worst advice somebody has given you?
The worst advice that somebody has given me is that the lash products that you use, because they don't. Everybody is
they don't.
Yes, everybody is built different. Like sometimes when you see girls, their eyes be bloodshot red after getting their lashes, and it's because some of your clients' eyes are a lot more sensitive than other people's eyes are. And it's like, this one person that you've probably lashed 4 or 5 times, their eyes don't get red, and then like on the sixth time you lash them and they open their eyes and their eyes are like red, and you're like, oh. So that was like the worst advice anybody's ever told me. It's just like, hey, you need to change your product of what you're using or this and that, because everybody reacts different to like the product that you use, which is why like I have to ensure that I use what's best for me and my clients, and I haven't changed it. So if I decide to change the product in the middle and something goes wrong, it would be something as little as me changing the lash adhesive that I use, or the lash shampoo that I use. That makes a big difference. But God forbid, like I haven't had that problem. I've always used the same products. I always use the most naturalist products that I can. Hypoallergenic lash adhesive, hypoallergenic lash shampoo, stuff that has low smells, unscented things that, because when it has scented or those perfumes, those tend to irritate the eyes a lot. So, the only advice I would give is to just like do your research. Your research.
That is very important.
Like take a year, 6 months. Do your research on your business, on the product, on the things that you use, on your clients. Like, do your research. You can do your research.
And do you think you've had your moment of like, I made it?
Yes.
How was that?
My moment of I made it would have to be in 2022 when I had my first $10,000 month. When I had my
Wow.
first $10,000 month of just solely me lashing that full month and taking in clients, taking in new clients, taking in deposits, and just doing it, going hard. I made $10,000 in 1 month, and
Wow.
that was my I made it moment. Like, oh my gosh, this is my income. This is
Yes.
me. This is my job. Like, so that was big for me. That was a big moment for me.
Have you considered, or do you actually show the process or have like a little course where you show how you do your lashing?
I do not. So
Yeah.
I do have my TikTok to where like they could see the process of how I lash a client, but I don't offer courses. I haven't gotten to that point to where I offer courses or classes or anything like that because I still feel like I'm learning. Like I'm still fairly new to the lash game. I'm only 4 years deep in. There's girls that's been lashing for like 10, 15 years who are OGs that, you know, I kind of have to look at their pages and be like, hey, yo, girl, what you doing? Like, can you teach me this method? Can you teach me how to do this style type deal? So that's just me being just a little bit self-conscious about like still being 100% confident in myself of being able to share my experience or share my, you know, training with other girls for them to like start their lash business because it's so much out here. When I tell you it's so many girls, so much work, so much like money for everybody to eat, for every girl to like do it. If you guys, if they wanted to do it, like they can, like because not all girls are going to come to you. Like there are plenty of girls who go to different lash techs because of they like the style or they like their energy or they like the vibes. Like it's always something different that your clients may like about something else. So like whether it be your style of lashing or if it's just your vibes or your presence or basically even how your shop looks, like if they want to go to, oh, I'm gonna come to you because your shop is always clean, always smells good in there, as opposed to going to somebody who's lashing in an actual shop and not home based and whose shop is dirty, it's loud in there. You know, they the clients look at that. They don't talk about it, but they look at things like that. And it makes a big difference when, you know, you have the atmosphere or you're in that position to provide the best experience for your clients, for them to want to come back as opposed to them being a one-time thing and, you know, you not have that residual income of them continuing to come back to you.
Exactly. And where do you think you're seeing yourself in about 5 years? What is your main goal that you're striving for?
My main goal in about 5 years is I eventually want to have maybe about 2 to 3 franchises of my business, just it being in prime locations and being able to invite other lash techs in to give them booth rentals, to teach them, to just guide them, to help them grow their business into something more. So I do see myself with like a storefront and being able to provide that and all of that. So that is where I see myself just having more residual income from this business and it growing into something even more, to having a prime location. So when I'm not in town, they could still go to the location, receive services, and know that they'll receive like some of the best services that they've received ever.
Awesome. Yeah, that sounds like a big goal.
Yeah,
and
it
will
is.
achieve it for sure.
Yeah, it is, girl. And I'm in the process of looking at properties and wanting to just be able to start that process to open that storefront. So
Yeah, exactly. So as of somebody starting in the lash business, what would you tell them as advice? What is the most important advice that you've learned through all this?
my I would say the most important thing for me is doing the research on knowing what you can and cannot do, as far as like what's acceptable, what's not acceptable, and just knowing like what you feel like you are worth, what your work is worth, and where you value yourself. Because just because I only charge $100 for a set of lashes and this person charges $200 for lashes doesn't mean that my work isn't as good as the person who charges $200. I've had girls tell me like, "Hey, your work is so much better than the girl who charges $200." And wow. Yeah, and I like coming to you because not only is your work good, but you're affordable. So I took into accountability of like not putting myself in the same place as, oh, just because I charge less doesn't mean that I don't value my work. I charge what I charge to what I feel like my work is worth.
Yes.
And so if I feel like my work is worth $200, then I will change it to $200. But $200 for a pair of lashes is absurd. Yeah. I feel like that is like,
and people will be paying more than 200 sometimes.
Yes, but
depending.
I feel like that is absurd. I will say that I feel like if you're charging less than $100 for a pair of lashes, then girl, up your prices.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the minimum base pay, it should be at $100 for your work, because it's a very tedious job.
It is.
It's very tedious, very time consuming, until you get to the point to where you can lash a client within 45 minutes or you can lash a client within an hour. And I've gotten to the point to where I can have my clients in and out the door within an hour and 15 minutes. And that's a good record for me. Yeah. So when I started out, it would take me about 4 hours or 3 hours to lash a client, because it took me such a long time to try to get the hang of it, making fans and all of that. And so I think that was the one thing that I would give to anybody who's trying to start a lash business. Just do your research and charge what you feel like your work is worth and what it's valued at, because not everybody's work is the same, and you can't compare yourself to other lash techs who's been lashing for a while. And sometimes you're new to the game, and sometimes you lash better than the old schoolers. Yeah. And you know, it's not like you're in a competition. It's just like, hey, you guys could learn from each other. Like if I had any other lash techs that came to me, like I would want to learn from them, and I would hope they would want to learn from me, because we could work together and help both of our businesses flourish in a way to where we are both making money, we're both having the same clientele, we're both being very successful businesses. So when I'm not available, I could recommend you to go to this person, and vice versa for them.
Yes, exactly. So with you handling the lashes, do you think you'll be able to expand to something else? Like you said you were doing esthetician, you were trying to expand that, or?
So I really haven't thought about expanding it. I do feel like a lot of the girls want to add in getting brow services done, because brows and lashes go hand in hand. And so I feel like within a couple of years or so, I may actually expand to like providing facials and doing brows within that time. But right now I'm just so focused on just doing lashes. Yeah, it hasn't just like really been, you know, a statement in my mind to like, hey, I need to hurry up and do this, or I need to start practicing for this. It's just been something that's just been in the back of my mind to like, hey, eventually I could start doing that once I have the whole lash business at a standstill and it's at, you know, a steady pace. Then I'll be able to add in those services of adding brows and brow tinting and brow waxing, and you know, getting that into play with having nice facials and adding on to the services.
Exactly, because everything, all the beauty services go hand in hand, I think.
Yes, and just the beauty business alone, it it's a business that's never going to die. It's just like it's just like something that's just going to continue to grow and grow and
Exactly.
grow and
It
grow
is.
and grow, and more trends are coming out with just, you know, new things, whether it's lashes, whether it's hair, whether it's makeup, anything like that. So it does feel like that in the future that is something that will possibly be added to the business.
Yeah. And it looks like you have a lot of goals in mind.
I do. But like I said, as I am just being able to do my lash business, that is a plus for me. And then adding on to it is definitely going to be a goal to add on to being able to take on more of the workload than what I'm already taking on, because, you know, owning a business is a 24-hour job.
It is.
It's a 24-hour job. You go from working 9 to 5 to working 24 hours.
Yeah.
So, but you just get so much more perks when, you know, you are the owner of the business and you call the shots and you set the times and all of that. So I do believe like that's something that's very big for me.
And how do you think you balance everything?
So with my work life as being a lash tech, and then my personal life with having a partner and spending time with family, I do always prioritize my family. I'm very family oriented. I do love spending time with my family and my partner. Hi Jasmine, that's my wife. If anybody, if she's watching, because she did say she would watch at the time. So I always try to prioritize that, because that's just something big for me, because, you know, work life balance, they have to go hand in hand, because if you're working too much, then you'll be too tired to enjoy your family at home. And then if you spend too much time with your family, you'll be too tired to, you know, take care of your clients. And so I always we take vacations, you know, we go on cruises, we take the kids, we do all types of stuff for our family. And, you know, I do love that, because I am very family oriented. So I do make sure I do make the time for my family, and it's not just me work, making money, because sometimes that takes the joy out of, you know, the hobby that you enjoyed now becomes a job that you kind of hate. And I don't and I don't like it that way. I don't want it to become that. So I always ensure that I do have time to, you know, have that time for my family.
That's good. And do you do a lot of specials, or do you just
I do.
How does that work?
So I am very much known for a lot of specials that I do. So this month, for the month of September. Are we in September? September. Yes, we are in September. So I'm thinking that it's October. No, so for the month of September right now, I do have offsets at $75. Any set, any style that you want, $75. The only additions are if you have add-ons like colors or spikes, those are additional. But any set, classic, hybrid, or volumes are $75. I do specials on like Wednesdays, where I would do hybrid sets for $50. Or I do spring break specials, Halloween specials. My Halloween special that's coming up, I haven't decided yet, but I do have a Halloween special that's coming out. I don't know what it's going to be just yet, but I do have a Halloween special coming out for the week of Halloween, for the girls to book for their lashes for Halloweens and their costumes. And then of course I do 12 days of Christmas. I did it last year. And then I do the 12 days of Christmas specials, you know, where on that day it is a specific percentage off. So I do that. So yeah, I'm very known for like all of my specials and all of that. So and those are some of just the main specials that I do to just kind of give the girls who are like still trying to be still affordable to be able to still get their services done. So I do offer things like that. And I also do referrals. So if you refer somebody to me, people do get $15 off of their next appointment. So I do
nice.
do that. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I mean, it looks like you have everything under control, girl.
Yes, girl.
Like you're getting after it for sure.
Yeah, so any of you ladies are in Midland and you're looking for a lash tech, Miinks is looking for more clients. We are always accepting new clients. So feel free to come and book your appointments and we'll be happy to take care of you guys.
And they can find you on TikTok, Facebook.
Yes, you guys can find me on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. All of it's the same, Miinks. If you can't find that, you can go to my personal. I always post from business. My personal is Jerrica Lay on Facebook, Jerrica20 on Snapchat, and then Jerrica Lay on Instagram.
Well, girl, I am so excited for your future. For real. It sounds so exciting.
Thank you for having me on the show.
Yeah.